Greetings, everybody. Happy Friday afternoon. Joe Rill behind the microphone, rocking and rolling here with you. And yeah, well, we survived the Christmas Day triple header. We did, and let me just get to the news and notes first, as gotta wonder if the press conference that the fan that was involved with the altercation with DK Metcalf held a press conference and were unclear about the full message because apparently the audio on their Zoom was muted until halfway through, and they did ask DK. Of course, DK's part of it, DK's real full name, to tell people he didn't use racial slur or hate speech. So yeah, if your audio is muted halfway through the spiel, yeah, like it was produced by Netflix because they've got absolutely every show that every video I have listened to. Because shout out to Veasan for still having a regular schedule through the holiday. So you can still hear the normal personalities. You're not hearing a best of the sports highlights of the year. You're not hearing a fill-in, and some fill-ins are good. Some fill-ins are good. But yeah, so shout out to Veasan, still chugging along with the numbers game, with Follow the Money, with all the other shows. And you're hearing the normal voices. It's just like an oasis of being normal. George Kittle apparently ankle is a game time decision for Monday Night Football. So yeah, but thankfully, hopefully, Monday Night Football. So that's still week 17. It's still championship week. Then, of course, that's. See, Jets will now let Superfan take $100,000 field goal challenge after post report. Not sure what all that's about, but apparently there's been a hubbub about the Superfan. Okay. A Herald fan injured his groin in practice on Friday. The Browns want to see how he responds before determining if he'll play for Week 17. Trevion Henderson concussion seen participating in practice again on Friday, so that's at least headed in the right direction. Josh Allen ankle, quote, has gotten better each day, unquote, and will be ready for Sunday, you think? Let's see. DVOA stuff. Max Brosmer is the only NFL quarterback in the Super Bowl era to play the entire game and finish with under 70 passing yards and 7+ sacks and still win. Good job, Lions. Dan Campbell, of course, after the NFC Championship losses to the Niners in 2023, quote, "This may have been our only shot." Yeah. Kind of you think about that and you put that to in perspective for what happened last night. Yeah, start 'em, sit 'em. Start 'em, everybody you don't have. Sit 'em, everybody you do have. There, made it easy for you. Hey, let's see. Since returning from CBS Sports, since returning from the turf toe injury, Brock Purdy leads the NFL in completion percentage, quarterback rating, and QBR. 40% of his passes, 47% of his passes result in a first down, which is the highest mark in the last 35 years. How about A.J. Brown? This is kind of an unusual one. A.J. Brown teeth is participating in the early portion of Friday's practice open to the media. He had a wisdom tooth removed. Ouch. That's not fun to go through. See, Lions have been, we know that. Lions have been eliminated. See, both of number one seeds last year, Lions and the Chiefs, failed to make the playoffs this year. Big oof. Marvin Harrison Jr. steadily progressing through lingering heel injuries. Harrison has said that he won't play injured if he can, but of course, you're probably still smash starting Michael Wilson. Even with just what a dumpster fire this week has been so far. Let's see. Oh, a highlight: Drake May attempts to high five the official after scoring on the drive that Mute and DPI was missed. Wonder if it left him hanging, right? Like the Tom Brady one. Okay, I think that was Tom Brady. Yeah, that had to be Tom Brady, right? Let's see. Ooh, Jared Goff in week 17, 18 for 29, 197 yards, and one TD, two interceptions, and three lost fumbles. Yikes. Falcons quarterback Mike Hughes is unlikely to return from ankle injury against the high scoring Rams. Okay, so, let's see. Something about a logo. Jags have some of their players sign old photos of themselves. Okay, whatever, that's a highlight. And yeah, so just a Tampa Bay left tackle Tristan Wirfs' toe is out for week 17. That could be big if the Bucks cannot beat the emergency backup quarterback who has now been promoted ahead of Zach Wilson. Todd Bowles needs to be canned. I'm sorry that he does. How about this one? Yet another fact from last night: the Vikings have -3 net passing yards, and yet are currently beating the Lions 13-7 on three different scoring drives. Yeah, that held up. That held up as Jared Goff in his last two elimination games: two TDs, five line interceptions, four fumbles, and seven sacks taken. As yeah, that just the Lions. I think they can take down that billboard sign. All right, let's go to the first one. First one, of course, Cowboys, then the Commanders. As this game, pretty much for fantasy purposes, it was Bill for Washington and Kevontae Turpin for the Cowboys. Ferguson before he got injured. Javonte Williams okay, decent before he got banged up. But yeah, that's pretty much the telling of the tale. Yeah, final course: Dallas 30, Washington 23. As how about just Dallas? Time of possession 38 minutes. Washington time of possession 21 minutes. And Dallas first downs 28. Washington 17. Yikes. So yeah, that doesn't mean really anything for either team, as of course both are eliminated. And yeah, probably the most competitive of all of the three games. Then you have, of course, Lions and Vikings. Oh boy. Minnesota 23 and Detroit 10. As Minnesota started off with a touchdown out of nowhere, Mr. Jones. Don't let the Joneses get you down. Then Detroit, Isaac Tesla, their only touchdown of the whole freaking bleeping game. That's it, Tesla. That is it. Then field goal for Minnesota, field goal for Minnesota, field goal for Detroit. Minnesota touchdown. How about one Jordan Addison just ripping it? 65 flipping yards and the extra point. Boom. Good. So yeah, then Minnesota field goal. And that's all she wrote. That's the game. How about Detroit? Total plays 65, Minnesota 54. Wow. First downs. Detroit 14, 16, excuse me. Minnesota 11 time of possession. Are you ready for this? Detroit, 32 minutes. Minnesota, 27. Passing. Are, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Passing. Detroit, 163. Minnesota. that that's it. Rushing. Detroit, 68. Minnesota, 158. So, oh boy. Red zone rate, 1 for 1. Each flippin' team. Penalties. Detroit, 5 for 25. Minnesota, 3 for 20. So, yeah. Turnovers. Detroit, 6. Fumbles lost, 4. Interceptions thrown, 2. Minnesota, absolutely 0. 0. Yeah, if you started Goff, oofa. And then, of course, final game. Chiefs, Broncos, not a lot. Field goal, KC, touchdown to who? Yeah, just, you're going, who Smith? That's what you're saying. Who are you? Who Smith? But yeah, then field goal, touchdown from Bo Nix, 9-yard run, field goal, touchdown, R.J. Harvey. Hey, at least there's a name you remember. And that's all the sexiness. That's all the not much total plays. Denver 20, KC 13. Yeah, points, excuse me. 2013 total plays. Denver 73, Kansas City 44. Let me say that again. Denver 73, Kansas City 44 total yards. Denver 303, Kansas City 139. That's it. Same number of drives, though. Same exact number of drives. Average starting field position, Denver 26, Kansas City 37. Time of possession, 39 minutes for Denver. For Kansas City, 20. First downs, 22 for Denver, 10. Just 10. 10 for Kansas City. That's it. Passing, Denver 175, Kansas City 57. Rushing, Denver 128, Kansas City 82. Oof. Penalties, Denver 5 for 57, Kansas City 2 for 10. So at least they cleaned up the penalties. Denver, youch. Gotta watch the penalties. So yeah, but just you look at those games. You look at those games and yikes. That's just a whole lot of yikes. And my final thought for just a quick, gotta stay in practice. Practice, not the game, not the game. We're talking about practice. But yeah, and my final thought is yeah, as much as we want Netflix to drop the football, as horrible as these games are, on Raw, who got hurt. I bet you we'll be seeing him on IR to end the season. If not today, then tomorrow. I will not be surprised. But yeah, for wanting Netflix to drop football, as horrible as excuse me, irping there, as horrible as the production values are, as horrible as the broadcasts are, as much criticism as is thrown their way, yeah, gotta tell you, as long as you have the greenbacks exchanging for palms from one to another, from one person to another. As long as people are making money, as long as the advertisers are making money, as long as people are just doing a Scrooge McDuck and swimming in the money bins, we're stuck with Netflix and NFL. As crappy as a production as it is, as bad as a deal as these games are, and these are pretty, they are, we're stuck with them. We are, unfortunately. We have Christmas football. They're trying to compete with the NBA. Best game, literally, had to be Commanders and Cowboys because those other two games. Yeah, and as a result of the Lions losing, Packers are now in the playoffs. That's crazy. So yeah, so just a quick one, just a super quick one. As yeah, how about that? We'll see if the Saturday games can suck less than the Thursday games. It's not a very high bar for that to happen. You don't have too high a bar when like, can you suck less than just being abysmally bad? So seriously, but yeah, if you could power rank, you think you have to put Dallas first. Dallas first. Believe it or not, Minnesota second, and then Broncos third. I guess because they won. It, yeah, just out of those three teams, but oh boy, come on! Saturday football and Sunday football, and then you still have Week 18. Oh boy, I think we still have some bad football to get through. And if the Buccaneers cannot beat the quarterback who leapfrogged Zach Wilson, yeah, that definitely needs to be marked next to his name. And he needs to be gone. Cool. All right, that's it for me, and I'll talk at you next time. No NFL today other than news and everybody tracking who's playing, who's not playing, and all that good stuff. So sort of a kind of a focus on college, on other sports, on other things, and all that stuff. But stay safe with the holiday season out there as we head towards New Year's. Can you believe we're saying that? It's heading over New Year's. Where did the year go? And I'm Joel.